Hello, this is the first video on the Bouncing Ball Lab. In this video, I'll show you the setup of the lab, and then I'll pose the first questions for you to conjecture on. That means make a guess before you perform the lab. In this lab, we're going to test two things. First of all, we're going to test how far up the ball will bounce when dropped from a specific height. Secondly, we're going to test, will the percentage of return on the height change if you drop the ball from a higher distance? For example, if I drop the ball from 1 meter and it bounces up to 1/2 meter, then it's bounced up 50% of its original height. But the question is, if I increase the height to 1.5 meters, will the ball bounce up more than 50% of its height? In other words, will it bounce up past 75 centimeters? So let me show you a little bit about the setup, and then I'll pose the two conjecture questions for you. First of all, the materials that you'll need. You'll need to get some white pieces of paper, hang them up on the wall from the floor on up, and mark off 3 specific distances: 1/2 meter, 1 meter, and 1.5 meters, as those will be the 3 different heights that you're going to drop the ball from. Next, you'll need a dark marking pen or pencil so that you can mark the rebound height. You will, of course, need a meter stick or a ruler with centimeters on it so you can measure the rebound height. And you will, of course, need a tennis ball to drop. Finally, you may want to have a calculator so that you can make the calculations. So, after you've set up your experiments, but before you drop the balls, I want you to conjecture or guess 2 different things. First of all, what percentage of the height will the ball return when dropped from 1 meter? Second of all, will that percentage of return increase if we go to 1.5 meters, or will it decrease? And if I drop it from 1/2 meter, will that percentage increase or decrease? So 3 things you'll need to answer. First, what percent will it return? Second, at 1.5 meters, does that percentage increase or decrease? And at 1/2 meter, does it increase or decrease? So get it all set up and make your guesses before you run the experiment.